For all those who don't know us, we are PEP.
Well, good evening, fellas. Welcome to this episode of Fresh Start Live with Fee and Pat, where the motto is, stay ready, keep from getting ready. I'm Pat.
And I'm Fee.
All righty, so what we talking about today?
Well, today's topic is resonate with the motto.
Stay ready, keep from getting ready.
So we didn't plan for this a week ahead of time, so we had to come up with a topic. And the topic is actually inspired by your post a few days ago.
Okay. So our topic, we're talking about staying grounded?
Staying grounded.
Okay, cool.
So that the topic actually, it came to my mind because I'm thinking that anybody who have gone to prison already have a high tolerance of gonna go back to prison, right? For the guys who have never been to prison before, there is a limit, there's a barrier, right? Say, I wouldn't do that because I don't want to go back. I don't want to go to prison because it's horrible. I heard about it. I don't want to be there. So therefore, they would not commit a crime or they would not doing something that would lead them to it. But then if even though they did something because they have never been to prison before, they might get probation. It's a lot easier way out for those guys. But for the majority of people that have been to prison, our tolerance is really high.
Yeah, I mean, because after you've gone and you leave, in your mind, you already know, you know what, I can do the time.
Yeah, I've been there, I've done that.
And for many people, in having that mindset, it eliminates the deterrent to do something crazy in a moment,
How many people do you know that went back to prison over the word respect, or somebody disrespect me?
Too many. Too many. And if it wasn't prison, it was a cemetery. And probably no smaller words than disrespect or respect has landed a man in the grave because of his perception of being disrespected or his perception of I'm not respected.
So in front of you, of course, they got to put on that mask, that masculine thing, say, I beat him up because he disrespect me. That's how I'm here back in prison.
Yeah.
So he say that very manly, but deep down inside of him, he probably go back to his cells and probably say, man, that was a stupid thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, once he get real with himself, that's going to be that thought. Man, that's stupid. I was a young man, now I'm an old man.
So knowing that, how can we be grounded?
I think you have to find something in life that's bigger than you. You have to have a purpose, and you have to reach a place to where the rational mind overrides the emotion and the irrational mind.
Well, let's rehear the story that you posted online a couple days ago.
Okay,
so one of the things that we can be grounded. So what happened?
Yeah, so I was in San Antonio area this weekend delivering Christmas gifts, and I'd gone to deliver for, I believe it was Mendez, and there was this 3-year-old girl, and like most 3-year-old kids, you give them gifts, and it's kind of like this colorful, the paper, and it's a whole lot of packages, and she was happy, and I said, they're from your dad. And she just turned around and looked at me with like a happy shock look. So when I got ready to leave, she grabbed my pants leg and she said, I'll give you these back if you bring my dad. And it stopped me. I was just like, whoa. Because this is a 3-year-old kid who understands my dad is more important to me than these gifts. And I drove off, man, but it stayed on my mind. And I went to the gas station, man, and something say, you know what, man, you need to talk to the brothers for a minute. And that's when I went into the group and I did that post. But that was that was an emotional time for me, you know.
Yeah, I think it's how you choose to share it. It's really, really important, because I think the people who really, really need to hear it is the same group that you post that video to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time we misbalance thing, not quite balance. We gave value to something a lot more than how that child's behave.
Right.
Because you couldn't you make a mistake by defending your honor or whatever it is, and your freedom was taken away from that child.
Right.
Right. And I think the father of that child never thought of that in that moments of thinking.
No, because I don't know what it is, and it's just something that I observed and don't know it to be factual. But I watch a lot of parents who have small children, and it's almost like they operate in the role as if that child isn't a human, but something that they're responsible for. Not much different than a puppy or something. So it's like they make decisions based upon what they want without the thought or idea of that child. And I think that's where a lot of us have gotten into trouble and messed off our role as father.
So you mentioned one point is understanding your relationship with your family, the value that you have with them. So that keeps you grounded from making a hasty decision.
Yeah.
What other thing that a person can do to be grounded and not making a hasty decision?
Stop living their life based up on things. Stop living their life based up on how much money they have in their bank account. Don't get me wrong, it's necessary. But I think for a lot of people, when they are in a place to where they're not grounded, it's because they're in the pursuit of something they'll never obtain. And for me, like I said, it goes to a conversation that I was having earlier. They're gonna always make money. They're gonna always create things. But the one thing nobody can manufacture is time. So after we spend our time, it's gone and we can't get it back. And oftentimes we say that we're doing something for one reason, but that's time lost, especially like if you're a father. And it's like, I gotta go work hard so they can have Jordans, they can have this. That child didn't ask for that. You want that child to have that, but that's time gone. And it's like I was telling you earlier, one of the things that has stayed with me for years is the analogy you gave me between you and Sarah. And that was the concept of urgent and important. Because I think you said you was trying to watch the game, you were looking for the remote, and she was like, Dad, I need to talk to you. And at that moment, you made probably the best decision you could make, and that was to stop doing what you wanted to do and listen to what she had to say. And a lot of parents won't do that.
So what other thing that can help people stay grounded?
Realizing that no matter who you are, kind of like the lesson we used to teach, no matter who you are, there are people on your bus that are dependent upon you being grounded, whether you have a job, a career, a business, or whatever. There are people whose livelihood is dependent upon you being at a certain place, in a certain space at a certain time. So when you're off, their livelihood is off.
So staying busy,
Yeah,
improving yourself.
yeah.
So on your second point, people are comparing themselves with someone else and forcing themselves to keep on hustling, right? Forego the relationship with their family, their child, everything, because every year, every moment, you're gonna either compare to your brother or someone else, say, I went to prison, I came out, I lost some time, I need to catch up and need to be like him. He had a house, he had a car, he had a dog, he had a cat, or something like that. And I'll say, I want to be there, but then you always feel like you are always behind, and you keep trying to catch up.
And that's backward thinking, because you how are you going to catch up in a race where a person has been running long before you got there? What you have to do is catch into your space and work in your own lane at your own speed, and quit keeping score of what they have and what you don't have, and appreciate what you have. Continue to work for what you're trying to get. And I think that's something else, like, to keep people from becoming to a place where they're grounded, because they're trying to worry about the next man in front of them. Focus on you.
Mm-hmm. So some people would say, I'm not created the same as you are. I should be treated differently, but yet they're trying to be somebody else, always comparing themselves with someone else. Somebody have a nicer car or a nicer watch. I want to get that, a year from now, and get that a month from now.
I mean, that's cool if it comes from a healthy space. What is it that's driving you to say, I want that watch? Because it's one thing to appreciate. I appreciate and I like what you have, and I aspire to have one like that. It's something else to envy that and be upset with a person because they have that, and that drives you. What's the point? Because we're not equal. We're not all equal, and that's why we all were created with our own brain. We're all unique beings, and we're not supposed to have the same situations in life. We all have the same opportunity. That's the same 24 hours in a day. But I can't keep scoring my life based up on Fee's score with his life. What I can do is be happy for Fee, because I know that wherever I am, Fee's gonna be happy for me because he knows that I'm where I want to be, and vice versa. But I think people miss out too much on their own life when they focus on everybody else.
So I don't want to stay off topic, but I want to build on what you just said. So I found that it's a diverse in how we learn, right? Mm-hmm. So throughout your grade school, you always comparing yourself with your classmate. Who made 100 in class? Who's the homecoming king, and all of these. Yeah. You learn by benchmark yourself with your friend, somebody else. But then later in life, you start learning the only race you care for is the race on how to improve yourself. Yeah. But then people say, we learn by comparing ourselves with somebody else. That's how we mess ourselves up.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I hate about social media, and I'm not going to go on that topic right there, because I think that people look at social media and young girls look at pictures, and I realize it took her 1,000 snaps to get that one shot that you think is just perfect, or the life that they got. You don't know what's involved in that, and people just like, ooh, I want that. It's kind of like, man, stay in your reality, build your reality, and leave theirs alone. But
okay, let's summarize. See, how can you stay grounded and maintain who you are, and that way you don't make a hasty decision that will lead you back to prison?
I think one of the things that I didn't touch on that's probably the most important, I think it's up for every man in the beginning of his race to define what success looked like for him. Mm-hmm. Because once you define what success looks like for you, and you don't let external forces define what it is, you know where you're headed. Mm-hmm. And that's where all the other elements gonna come into the stew and keep you grounded. It's like you knew what you wanted to do when you came home and started to do.
So the best gift that you can ever give to your family is being there.
Yeah.
That child demonstrate that, right?
Yeah.
Keeping yourself busy all the time with improving yourself, education, following your passion. Don't compare yourself with other people, because you're not on the same track.
Yeah.
So you can't race with somebody if you're not on the same track.
That's right.
Right.
What else?
I think that pretty much is. Just focus on those three things.
Yeah. Simple. Very simple. So let's see what we got with us. Okay, we got Donald Jones, say Red Hot in the house. Gerald Dooley, look at Gerald. We're not going to city trip with you, Dallas Rules. Gerald also said, learn to trust those who have your best interest in mind and listen to them when they tell you the things you don't want to hear. Okay. That's pretty cool. My question to you, Gerald, is how do we decipher when it's the best interest in mind for me and not the best interest in mind for them? Get back with me on that one. So want to update them?
Yeah, sure. I think by the time's update inside.
So inside, both units are full bloom. Cleveland. So Cleveland is just now about to wrap up their last workshop, which is on financials and ask. Their business plans are about to run through and be almost finalized, but they're preparing for January the 7th, which is pitch day, our first live event back inside with executive volunteers, staff, and so forth. And we're gearing up for January 28th, which is going to be graduation at Cleveland. So gentlemen, if you've been out for over 18 months, we might raffle off a few spots for you to come to graduation at Cleveland. Estes is having their draft this week, so they're gearing up for 19 teams. Yeah, 19 teams to start their journey to catch up with, well, they won't catch up with Cleveland. They'll always be 4 weeks behind Cleveland. But they have a larger class than Cleveland. I'm excited about where they're going. I'm excited at the fact that in the next month, we're going to be wide open back inside again.
All right. So for outside, as you can see, the space is still empty, but we are making progress. There's the two type of creation. I mean, the first creation is the written, the mental, which we're making progress. We already finalized on what's the space going to look like. We're just waiting for the second creation, which is the physical, and they're going to start in February. Last week, we did the telethon.
Yeah.
You know, we made over 500 calls. We spoke to 213 PEP brothers.
Ooh.
I left like 10 messages, and I got like, I think one person called me back. He called me back because he didn't listen to the message. He just called back because there was a strange number calling.
But the other 9 didn't call back.
Yeah, nobody called me back.
I had the reverse effect. Saturday, my phone just started blowing up. And it was basically the same conversation, probably about 8 different times. Well, my first call was Alfredo Manning. I hammered down. But it was the same conversation. So, can I get my H drive? Can I get this? Can I get this? I didn't get this. So the group of guys that I chose to call were the guys who had no interaction with us through the pandemic. But it was kind of like, oh yeah, and J-Mo already called me too. So why you ain't asked J-Mo? But yeah, it was pretty cool to hear from those guys. J-Mo, what's up, man? J-Mo say, let's get it. Let it go. Yeah, but it was pretty cool.
Actually, it was great to talk to some of the brothers out there. You know, I have to refrain myself calling the one that I already talked to all the time. It would
Like
be
J-Mo?
Yeah, it would be an easy call.
Like J-Mo called David.
So for some of you out there didn't get a call from us, don't feel bad. We're going to try to figure out how to be more effective in our call.
Yeah, if you didn't get a call, give me a call. I'll talk to you. If you don't have my number, hit me up in the group, and I'll give it to you. I'm not going to put it on YouTube because I don't know who's on YouTube.
All right, but be looking out for our annual survey. And actually, in the survey, we're going to update you a lot of things that are going on in PEP. It would be great if you fill out a survey. If not, just read the email and flip through some of the pages.
Yeah, it's going to be a good read. It's a lot of interesting stuff going on, and you guys need to get involved and step into your ownership. Brandon Barnes, hey, how you doing, bro? You still think you're 10 feet tall and dunk a basketball? Already. Much love to you both. Already. So let me tell you where that came from, where he just say, Ruben, I see you, bro. So he say he still think he's 10 feet tall. One of the things I used to tell the guys in leadership academy, I think you and I had this conversation first, is that
Oh yeah, the shoe.
yeah. So you're gonna grow into it, or you're gonna wear platforms. So good to see that you're still holding on to that, bro. So what we doing next?
You know what? By doing this, one way that I feel like we can continue on doing these videos is it's more like a video essay.
Okay.
You know, it's our thoughts in the current topic, anything to do with, you know, how to thrive in this society of being, you know, an ex-felon.
Okay.
There is no roadblock, there's always an obstacle. And by we sharing what our thought is, how we getting over this obstacle. And then how are we gonna bringing guests in so they can give their experience how to overcome certain obstacle. So I think this is one way we can keep this video going.
That's right. That's right. And continue to celebrate each other. I like
And
that.
everyone out there is more than welcome to give us a call and come join us.
Yeah. Again, give us a call. You don't know our number, get in touch with somebody that's got it. We won't put it on YouTube, but you can get in touch with us. So,
That's it.
ready to get out of here?
Yep, bring it out.
All right, fellas. Remember, we're on a mission to celebrate 1 million stories. Tonight, we're moving closer with a different topic. Also, remember, freedom demands responsibility, and responsibility demands accountability. So, until next time we catch up with you guys, peace out.
All right, well, Ruben say he's ready to go back in. Are you gonna
Hit my line. Which Ruben is that? Ruben M. Is that Mauricio? Which Ruben is that? Just hit my line on my email and we'll figure it out. But you guys stay up. Get ready for Christmas. My shoe size is 13. Oh man, we got who this dude talking about? Go Dallas Cowboy. Bless his heart. My shoe size is 13. My shirt size is we out.